بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Inshallah, today we'll talk about a few ayat from Surah Al-Shura. This is a surah that was recited today, and it has a great importance conceptually. The Shura itself, as we all are aware of. First, I'll talk about a few of the ayat, and inshallah we'll go a little bit of the detail of the subject of the Shura. Allah Azza wa Jal says in Surah Shura, "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, wa ya'lamu alladhina yujadiluna fi ayatina ma lahum min mahis." Then those who wrangle about our sign come to know that there is no escape for them. وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّن شَيْءٍ فَمَتَاعُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَمَا عِندَ اللَّهِ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَىٰ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَلَىٰ رَبِّهِمْ يَتَوَكَّلُونَ. That which has been given to you is only the wherewithal of the transient of life of the world. But that which is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is better and more enduring for those who believe and put their trust in their love. وَالَّذِينَ يَجْتَنِبُونَ كبائر الإثم والفواحش وإذا ما غضبوا وهم يغفرون. Who eschew grave sins and shameful deeds, and whenever they envy, forgive. So now here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the beginning was talking about the people who are preferring the life of dunya over the akhirah and what will be the outcome. And we have talked about this quite a few times. So this is not necessarily the subject I want to talk about. Now I'll talk about the subject which is right after that. It talks about the people who believe in Allah Azza wa Jalla, the one who return to the call of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they pray and they give the zakah, and the deeds Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked them to do. And besides that, the deed Allah has asked them to do is the one which is called the shura, the consultancy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَالَّذِينَ اسْتَجَابُوا لِرَبِّهِمْ وَأَقَامُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَأَمْرُهُمْ شُورَى بَيْنَهُمْ وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. Who obey their Rabb and establish salah, who conduct their affairs by consultation and spend out what we have bestowed upon them. Now here Allah Azza wa Jal is praising the believers. And the one, even if they have made the mistake, they go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask for forgiveness. And then Allah Azza wa Jal is talking about that they obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the believers, they establish the salah, and who conduct their affair by shura, by consultation. Now, consultation is an important aspect in Islam that has been emphasized many places. Hence, we must be doing consultation, but we have to understand what does it mean by consultation. Does consultation mean that we gather the people and agree upon something even though that goes against what Allah Azza wa Jal says? Or consultation means something else? So this is where the clarity is needed. And when we look at the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we can see the clarity in there. For example, in the time of Ghazwatul Badr, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam with the Sahaba, when he stationed the army of the Muslimin at a location. One of the Sahaba Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Al-Hubbab bin Mundir, he came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, have you stationed this army because of the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? It is by wahi, you have been ordered, commanded to station the army here? Or is this just a war strategy that you have thought of it of your own? Meaning, see, we understand Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his actions are also directed by wahi. وَمَا يَنْتَقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam does not say anything out of his desires. Whatever he says it from the wahi that has been descended to him. Now, but there are actions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, like the Sahabi is clearly asking to make sure it is clear. So he asked, is this the command of Allah, or this is something Allah has given you the choice to do whichever way you feel comfortable? And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no, this is my own choice. This is not the wahi from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So see, Sahaba clarified that. After that, he said, okay, if that's the case, then we should not station the army here. We should move down towards the well of the Badr and take the water. And then he gives the rest of the suggestion about that. But the idea here is he gave suggestion to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam about something different than Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was doing at that time. But that action was not from the wahi directly. It was a choice given to Rasulullah. See, in Islam, another concept to be clear about is when we say something is mubah. Mubah means something is permissible. Permissible to do either way. Yeah. So permissible actions are also done by Allah Azza wa Jalla. Allah is the one who have given us the permission to choose between the actions. Now, in those actions, the choice is given. And there is no halal. You will not get any sayyat, any sin if you do it, and you will not get any hasanat for doing an action because this is just a permissible action. Now, in this case, Hubbab bin Mundhir was very clear about that to make sure that this is something comes under the mubah action. Similarly, the very same Sahabi, at the time of the Khaybar also, the similar kind of situation happened. And when the army was stationed, he asked again Rasulullah the very same question. And Rasulullah again said the same thing. And the army was relocated because the Sahaba were under a lot of pressure at that time. And this was more of, again, it was a war strategy at that time. And Rasulullah accepted the decision of the Sahabi and he went along with him. Same Sahabi again. Now, the question comes in is then what is, to be very clear, what is Shura? Is the Shura as sometime, unfortunately, because of the environment around us, sometimes try to fit in, we try to say as if Shura is same as democracy. Shura is same as what the majority of the people agree upon, that's what the Shura is. Shura is not that. Shura is absolutely not that. We have talked about it, and even through the Shura, Allah Azza wa Jalla at many places again and again talks like this. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Surah Shura itself, Inna fi dhalika la ayatun wa ma kana aktharuhum mu'minin. Indeed, in that is a sign, but most of them who are not believers. See, most of the people are not believers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Surah An-Naml, وَإِنَّ رَبَّكَ لَذُو فَضْلٍ عَلَى النَّاسِ وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَهُمْ لَا يَشْكُرُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that indeed your Rabb is full of bounty for the people, but most of the people are not thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَاهُ فأنت تكون عليه وكيلا أم تحسب أن أكثرهم يسمعون أو يعقلون إنهم إلا كالأنعام بل هم أضل سبيلا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that have you seen the person who have made his desires as the ilah, he's worshipping his desires, and then would you be responsible for him? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, or do you think the most of them do not hear, they do not see, they are like livestock? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Kal-an'am. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, no, not Kal-an'am, but hum adallu sabila. But they are worse than them. Why they are worse than them? Because the livestock were not given the choice to choose between right and wrong. They act as Allah has commanded them to act. So human beings were given the choice, and they use the choice to go against what Allah has commanded them. That makes them worse than them when they go against the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So now, going back to the subject of the Shura again, Shura is about the things which Allah has allowed. So between two allowed things, Allah has given us the choice that you can do the Shura about that. And even you can do the consultancy to understand the ahkam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you are doing the Shura, but the Shura is not the source of understanding what is halal and what is haram. The source goes back to Allah and His Messenger. Again, Allah is the one. Even among the Allah and Messenger is just the one who's bringing the message. The one who has the decisive power is Allah Azza wa Jal. There's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says another place, Ya ayyuhan nabi, lima tuharrimu ma halallahu lak. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, O messenger, why do you make something haram that Allah has made halal? So even Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he did not have this choice. The choice was it's only a decision from Allah. We are the slaves of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we have to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the correct understanding of the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so we can be successful in this dunya and in the akhirah.